So today we are going to see how we are able to create an invoice with Turbocomply. Invoice creation with Turbocomply is very simple. So till now what do we have is like we have created our client, we have added the basic task that has to be done for a client, and then now we are going to create the invoice for that particular task. Okay. So invoice can be created client by client and it can be sent to that particular client immediately through an email and through Turbocomply also in parallel. Okay. So now here what we are seeing is the one particular task has been created for a client, and this task can have multiple subtasks and it can be like allotted to different type of people. Once they're all complete, then an invoice can be triggered. So before we create an invoice, what are the basic things that we do need to have is like first the invoice should have your logo and then the invoice will have your signature, header and the footer. Okay. So when you are creating an invoice, first thing is like the logo is like asked to be uploaded, and then the second thing is like the bank details is asked to be uploaded, and then the seal or the signature. Okay. So these are basic inputs what has been asked. So first thing, once you create an invoice, you set up your serial number so that every time you create an invoice you don't need to like enter the serial number. Okay, that's the first thing. Then you set up an invoice date, and then you just enter the subject. Now here what can be done is any task that has been completed for the client gets automatically populated here, or if you like want to add a manual task also, that can be like added here. Okay, so here I'm saying like I'm just filing an invoice for the month of July for this particular client, and I'm just charging 1000 bucks for this particular client. If the client is going to direct TDS, that can be like automatically added here, the 10% TDS deduction. And if I'm going to charge GST also, that can be like added here. Okay, so it can be like however we want that invoice can be generated. Next step is the adding of payment details. It can be a bank detail also, so I can like enter my name and I can just enter the bank details and the IFSC code. So once I enter the bank details are saved and I can just choose it from the drop down. Okay. And if I want to add my UPI number, I can just add my UPI number also. It all totally depends upon how I want that number to be added. Okay. So I'm just going here with the bank information. And second thing is adding the signature or the seal or like any other attachments what you want to do. Okay. So now these basic informations are like added here. Now I click on create and send invoice. Now as soon as I click on send, this particular invoice is sent to my client through email. Okay. So to which email it has been sent, it is like added in the account settings over here. So I send it to one of my client's email ID. Now coming back, this invoice I would like to preview. So I click on view or preview. Okay. So this will show me the invoice with the exact header and the footer. Okay. So currently the logo is not been uploaded here, or else the logo will be added here. And apart from that, the basic information for which the invoice has been raised is like mentioned over here. And then finally the bank details and the seal, everything is like added here. Okay. So this can be also downloaded and sent as in like on your offline channels, or here if you could see, the invoice which has been generated has been sent to the client. So it shows the invoice number, it shows the invoice payment date, and then the total price. Okay. So the client can automatically log in here and they can just view the invoice in one click from here, or else the invoice is attached in a PDF also. So in the proper billing format where the company name, to whom it is billed, and all the basic informations are like filled over here. Okay. So like this, all the informations are like stored every time you upload the information. So basically, next time we create an invoice, we don't need to add the banking details again, or the signature again, or like the logo again. So everything can be done at only one instance. So that is how we create invoice through Turbocomply. Next, you can like see all the summary of what is to be paid, what is pending, all those things with the status here. So I can just put a filter of how much is pending. I get all the pending invoices. If I just see what is paid, okay, here there is no paid invoices. And how can you mark an invoice paid is you can record the payment. Say if a client has already paid you, you can just enter how much has been paid by the client, and okay, payment date, and how to which account they have paid. At this moment, you can just enter it manually. Once we launch the pay through the product itself feature, this can be like automatically added. It will be automatically updated. So now this is paid. So I just put a filter called paid. So I can show you what is the invoice that has been paid to the client. So this is all about the invoice feature with Turbocomply. The next version will have payment from the link itself, which has been shared in the email, so that they can just make the payment and complete the transaction on the email itself. Thanks.